Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Sean.
I'm La Bing.
And today we're going to analyze the blockbuster project Vela Bay. It's happening very soon on the 11th April. Why is it so interesting is because over the last 25 years, there wasn't any new launching around the Bayshore area. And from our understanding, more than 50% of the unit is going to face the sea. And also we know that if today any buyers out there are looking to purchase a unit that has full sea view, it's definitely very hard. Because you only have limited choices, maybe Costa del Sol, maybe seaside residence, or otherwise you have to move all the way towards the Mayor area. And in that kind of area, the PSF is way higher, the sizes are much bigger, and the price is going to be way more expensive. Okay, so without further ado, we are going to analyze Vela Bay.
Okay, so this is our content list for today. As usual, we are going to go through the project specifics first, then we will go through a round of so-called common questions where we will cover concerns about pricing and this thing called the sea view effect, whether should we only consider the sea view units here because the selling point is a sea view. What about the units that have no sea view? Are they still worth considering? So we will dive into that as well. And of course, the sweet spot strategy analysis, which we have been covering about unit selection. Next is the unit type analysis, and lastly, finally, the conclusion.
Alright, awesome.
Yeah? Okay, so for the specifics, the land size is about 10,000 square meters, and there's going to be 2 blocks of 31 stories. Total number of units is 515. There will be 2 levels of basement car parks, and a total of 258 car park lots, which is about 50%. So this is actually a car-light development. Of course, not to worry, right? Because actually right next door, you have your Bayshore MRT, so it makes sense to be a car-light. And the developer is none other than Singhai.
Right? So for Singhai, they are actually a very reputable developer, and they have done many good projects such as your Park Clementes, Park Colonial, Grandeur Park, High Park Residence, you name it. And all this, when it comes to the resale, right, we can see that they also perform really well. Their finishings are also very good.
So in terms of location, Vela Bay is right here. It is right beside Bayshore MRT. In future, there will be also a link bridge directly connecting you to ECP. So around Bayshore, there's also a lot of residential zones, but in terms of new condos or new development, actually is quite limited. The closest and newest is Costa del Sol, which actually TOP in 2004. That's more than 20 years ago. So by the time Vela Bay TOP in about 2030, 2031, Costa del Sol will be about 25, 26 years old, which is not that young. And then you also have the Bayshore, which is right behind, and Bayshore Park, which is another pretty old condo, TOP in 1986. So other than these few projects that have a slightly bigger land size, all the other projects here, they are mostly what we call boutique projects, whereby they are less than 150 units. In terms of upcoming, right beside us is also a residential plot. We don't know when it will be released for sale. It's likely to be a private condo as well. But further beside and as well as this area is going to be BTOs. And further down over here is the next plot of land that is likely to be up for land sale, and it is going to be a mixed development. But this one likely it wouldn't have sea views. So if you're just focusing on sea views, there's quite limited upcoming developments that will continue to enjoy the sea view. Probably it's just beside us and the BTOs over here.
So this is the site plan of Vela Bay. We can see there is full condo facilities, comes with a tennis court, swimming pool, and of course the entrance, it enters by here. Right here, this will be the MRT, and of course here will be the sea view as well, the ECP sea view. So in terms of the site plan, in terms of the facing wise, we can see that more than 50% faces towards the sea, which is actually this stack, this stack, this stack, as well as this stack. And also, we have news that only units from level 11 onwards, then you will probably get to enjoy the sea view as well.
Which is why in some of the marketing materials, you will see that they actually write 72% sea facing, meaning that the blocks are actually facing the sea. But because only from level 11 onwards, then you can actually see the sea. So I think the trees here are maybe a bit tall. The trees are like 10 stories high. So yeah, so that's why only 11 and above you can see the sea. So that works out to be about 52%, which is still more than half of the number of units here. Very significant.
Yes. Okay, so this will be the whole orientation of Vela Bay. We can see that on the left side of Vela Bay, we will see towards the Costa del Sol, see towards Bayshore Park area. On the right side, we will face towards the future BTOs and of course our future condominiums that's going to launch down the road. Now, for the front and the back, that's where you will get to enjoy the full unblocked view. So for the front, we of course will face the sea, and from the back side, we will face towards the landed view.
Yeah, okay. Once your angle clear the Bayshore Bayshore, right, is actually the full landed view, which will be quite nice also.
That's right. And of course, for here, I can certainly tell you that the view is very good. Why? Because I used to stay here, and also I have sold a couple of units here, and I can tell you the high floor is extremely beautiful. Whether you face towards the sea or you face towards the landed, it's very nice. Okay.
So the key features that will come with this development, of course, there's a lot of them, as you can see in this picture. To me, what strikes me the most is firstly the convenience of having doorstep access to MRT, and then also less than 1 kilometer to Temasek Primary, which is a good school as well.
Yep.
And then upcoming, we know that there's going to be one of the largest, or if not the largest, SAFRA in Singapore. Looks like there's going to be also a new school and new healthcare facilities.
Awesome.
You are going to have a new direct link bridge that takes you directly to East Coast Park, where you can then directly access what we call the seafront living. Every morning you can head to ECP for your morning walk, morning jogs, and then in the evening you can pop by to Lagoon, where you can have your satay, char kway teow, and all your favorite local delicacies.
Really lifestyle living here.
If you drive, needless to say, it's also a very convenient area. You have very easy access to ECP, which to me is the most beautiful expressway in Singapore.
Okay. Why?
It's got flowers on the expressway.
Okay.
Okay, and then in terms of public transport connectivity, we are on the Brown Line, which is one of the newest MRT line in Singapore, and actually super convenient, because down here you can have easy access to your Marine Terrace, Marine Parade, where you have your Parkway Parade, and then Tanjong Katong, Katong Park. These are very hippie areas, right, where people like to hang out on the weekends. Then further down you have your CBDs, your Marina Bay, Shenton Way, and if you want to change to other lines, it's also very convenient, whether it's Circle Line, Red Line, the Green Line, Purple Line, you have lots of interchange down the line. If you take all the way, you can go into JB already, because this Brown Line also links to Woodlands. If you are looking to go to the airport, it's also very convenient. You are just 2 to 3 stops away from Sungai Bedok, which is linked to the Blue Line, where you can easily change just 1 or 2 more stops to Changi Airport. That is really super convenient.
Okay, so this will be the artist impression. Wow, it's very nice and very futuristic, very
Luxurious
also. In terms of the unit mix, we actually did the percentage breakdown. For the 1 bedroom, there's only 5%, 2 bedroom 38%, 3 bedroom 34%, 4 bedroom 17%, and of course the 5 bedroom plus penthouse is only makes up to about 6%. So with this, 42% makes up of smaller unit type, which is catered more towards the investors, and 58% catered more towards the own stay. So this is actually a very good unit mix, because
there's something for everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have the layouts great for your tenant mix, and then also the own stay, and also the very luxe living, right? Because there's actually 2 very special penthouse layout, only 2 units. Really caters to a wide variety of needs of people here.
Yeah, and also we understand that the facing is for every bedroom type, right? Actually spread out in this whole development. So actually it faces like the sea, some face don't face the sea. So actually every unit type here get to enjoy the views.
Yeah. So this is the unit distribution, very straightforward. Each stack is just 1 unit type, except for over here, stack 5 and stack 10, where you have the penthouse units, where they actually take 2 normal units and combine together to make the penthouse unit.
Okay, so now we have 3 questions that we want to answer. So the first one, the common question will be, is it too expensive? Number 2, should I only buy the sea view units? And number 3, where is the sweet spot, right? So is it too expensive? So how do we actually determine that it's too expensive? There's 2 questions that we want to ask ourselves. Number 1 is that what is the upcoming prices that's going to look like? And number 2, does the price make sense against the comparative? So this happened last year in March, where Singhai developer bought this land at 1,388. Now for this plot of land to happen at this price in the OCR was actually a very big news, because it actually crossed a new benchmark. It's even more expensive than places such as Zion, 1,002 and 1,003 PSF in River Valley, whereby only sold at 1,002, and this is in the CCR. But for Singhai, Bayshore, OCR was transacted at 1,388. So it's even higher than that. So that actually sparked a concern. The launch price is going to be estimated about 2007 to 2008. And we foresee that the high floor units, it should easily cross $3,000. So what are some future prices that's going to look like? We can see from the recent articles, right? For Bedok, it has already transacted at 1,330.
This Bedok Rise plot is actually near Tanah Merah MRT, which is much more further than the central region of Singapore than Bayshore itself.
Yes. Second will be Hougang. Klang. UOL bought this land at 1179. And lastly, the most recent one will be actually at Dover. So Dover developer bought it at 1005. So all this tells us of what is going to happen down the road already. And all these launches is going to launch in a couple of months time or maybe maximum in 1 year time. This is going to set a new benchmark once again. So can you imagine, right, for Bedok to buy at this type of land price, we are very sure that the future launch price for Bedok itself is going to be at estimated 2006 onwards.
Yeah, actually, even the recent launch at Pinery Tampines, right, 92% sold. The average price done is about 2,500 plus. In terms of the market, the prices have already moved. The new benchmarks are set. And for Dover, which is RCR, also move up to 1556. So having known all this information, when we look at the Bayshore price again, 1388, actually fits where the market is trending. The other element to evaluate is, of course, in comparison to nearby projects with similar specs, how is it looking like?
So we can use Costa del Sol, which is the direct neighbor. So Costa del Sol also enjoys the full sea view that is going to be similar to Vela Bay, but we can see that it's a very old development. Of course, it's very profitable, but then in terms of the PSF wise, if you were to use the average PSF now, it's transacting at 1,900. So if we were to add 7% to the harmonization, the average PSF, it should work out to be about 2,048. If we were to do a lease add back of 28 years, which basically to refresh the lease, we just add a very conservative $30 per year jump, right? The average price at Costa del Sol will be selling is 2,888, near 2,009 already, and this is the average. Of course, $30 is very conservative already. Why? Because for every year jump, usually people use about $30 to $50, but for us, we use on the lower side, and it's already at this price already.
Another example
would be Seaside Residence. So Seaside Residences average is 2003 PSF transacting. In fact, if I were to put it closer, right, we can see that the highest PSF transacted is 2007 already. But we don't use the highest, we use the average we do. Okay, so with the average of 2003, we plus 7% harmonization, the average selling price now should be 2,543. Now, if you were to plus back another 9 years for the lease top up, average PSF is 2008. So with this is a very good gauge, because if today Bayshore is going to launch at this type of PSF on the first day launch, I think it's actually very fair.
It's a fair price, we can say that.
Yes.
But of course, average, meaning there will be prices transacting higher, transacting lower. So if we were to do a quick calculation using the highest price here, right? If we do the same calculation for the highest price, 2,734 plus the 7%, 2,925.
2,925.
So high already.
Correct. 2,925.
Harmonize, then we add back the 9 years of $30, which is $270.
Correct.
Okay, this is...
So for this type of price of 2007, right, this is going to be definitely the sea view, and we know that buyers in the resale market, when it comes to the sea view, this type of view, right, people go crazy over it. People don't mind paying.
It's a Singaporean thing.
Paying a huge premium for it, because people just love sea view lah.
And I can say that it's a very true thing, because right now on the ground in resale market, right, I would say 70 to 80% of the resale buyers, when they are trying to look for a house or setting their budgets and their requirements, there's this common denominator amongst them.
What is it?
The sea view. They want a sea view. It's
if
really
possible.
If possible. Like it's like the Singaporean bucket list kind of thing that people really wish to one day live somewhere where they can enjoy the sea, and specifically ECP, right?
Yes. Actually, that's also the same reason why Costa del Sol and Bayshore Park, even though it's very old, but the prices just keeps climbing.
Yes.
Because these are the only few projects along the ECP that is still relatively affordable, but yet get to enjoy the sea view. Otherwise, buyers out there only option will be look towards the Mayor side, and we understand Mayor is even more expensive.
Or they can maybe look at Seaside Residences, all that. But
to
my understanding, the number of units up for sale is usually not that much, because people also enjoy staying there. So when there are units up for sale, right, usually it's sold very fast.
Yep.
Yeah. So from this we can kind of say that it's kind of a shortage of supply. So Vela Bay is going to fits the gap. It's time to finally have something new coming up.
Yes.
Okay.
So second question will be,
should we only consider sea view units? Because all we have been raving about is the sea view. But of course, 50+% is going to have the sea view. Then what about the other 48%, right? Does it mean we don't buy? So let's take a look. Evaluate this, we can ask 2 questions, right? Firstly, is it that the sea view units always perform better?
Okay.
Then we can use some real life examples to actually evaluate this. So we pick out a few examples in seaside residences. This is the two bayders. These are two units that are on the same level, level 12. One has no sea view and one has sea view. In the launch year of 2017 itself, you can see that the sea view unit actually sold for about 12% more expensive than the no sea view. So this is also what we call the view premium. So fast forward 8 years down, in this year, these two units sold in the resale market. And let's see what is the current price gap that they sold at. From 12% price gap, it narrowed to 8% price gap. So actually from this, right, the unit that has no sea view actually done better. You can see that the annualized profit is actually 6%. It is more than that of the sea view unit. So if you want to talk about, is it only the sea view unit will make money or will definitely make more money, may or may not be true. Other factors such as what is the entry price gap plays a part. The second thing to explain why this has happened is also because in the development itself, right, in the resale market, sellers will always keep benchmarking against the recent transacted. So if the sea view units are performing really well, then it is only a matter of time and it's very natural for the rest of the units to slowly close the gap as well. Because the seller will keep benchmarking against one another. So yes, even though it has no sea view, it did transact for cheaper, about $200 cheaper. It sells cheaper, fine, but the profits is still holding up as well. Let's look at a 3-bedder example. Over here, we have a sea view mid-floor and no sea view low floor. So in launch year itself, you can see that the price gap is about 13%. So quite similar to just now. And just last year, 2025, when it sold, just 5 to 6 months apart, the gap is even more narrow. It's a 2% gap only. So again, the same logic, right? That the price gap narrowed. And because actually this example, this gap is between a mid-floor and a low floor, so I also try to put in another example here to try and compare a mid-floor and mid-floor. So I'm using the same level 14 sea view unit over here. Then I found another example that sold in 2025. It's a level 17 with no sea view. This particular unit on level 17 with no sea view actually sold even higher, $200 higher than the unit with a sea view. If you want to go back and compare the launch day price, so we have some limitations here because this particular unit was only first sold in 2019, so I don't have the launch day price. But what I found here is also the level 16 and level 14 prices of the same stack that sold in 2017 launch year itself, right? So if I take these numbers and I try to deduce the gap, it's about a 4 to 7% gap between the mid-floor sea view and non-sea view. So although this is a smaller gap, the non-sea view unit actually outperformed the sea view unit here in 2025 itself. So from these few examples here, we can actually see that it doesn't mean that if you don't have a sea view, you will not do well. The very fact that the sea view units are very highly sought after, it also helps the entire development to do well. Maybe also because the sea view can be enjoyed by everyone. The lifestyle and the view may not be directly from your door or your windows, but it's like you still can enjoy the same lifestyle of living there. And like what we explained just now is the constant benchmarking against one another. So if the price gap on launch day itself between the sea view and non-sea view is big enough, then
consider non-sea view also.
Non-sea
view but maybe higher floor.
You don't need to limit yourself to just the sea view units. Of course, we have to see what is the premium loading. So at the end of the day, it still comes back to where is the sweet spot in the development. So third part that we will go through is the sweet spot strategy. Of course, the usual two questions, right? Firstly, what is the USP, which is very clear here. It is the sea view, which are the stacks that can see the sea. And then secondly is what is the developer's pricing strategy, which at this point we don't know yet. We will know on launch day. But as usual, we will just do like a scenario analysis. If this, then what? If this, then what? Shall we begin? Okay, firstly, where are the sea view units? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 stacks. Okay, so firstly, in terms of view premium, right, we know that there is going to be 13 stacks that have the sea view. Then only level 11 onwards,
you get to enjoy the sea view.
So first question will be, what is the price difference for those that are level 1 to 10 versus the level 11 onwards? Because if the gap is very big, then it might be a good idea to just get the lower floors one, but you won't have a sea view lah. But it's like what we explained just now, right? If the gap is so big, it justifies also. Then of course, those that are above 11, you will get the view premium. Then it is also a question of, is developer mixing in the unit type premium and the per floor jump premium. So if the unit type premium is there, meaning the bigger units PSF is higher than the smaller units, then we will go for
the smaller one, the smaller unit, and maybe a sea view, yes.
But if there is no unit type premium, means across all the sizes of units, the PSF is quite close, or the smaller ones are more expensive than the bigger ones, then it might make sense to go for the bigger units. This one is if there is unit type premium, then if don't have, then maybe you can go for the bigger unit, means maybe instead of 2 bed 1 bath, you can go for a 2 bed 2 bath. Then also with sea view. Assuming there is no per floor jump, then you can go higher level, high floor. Then if the per floor jump premium is very high, then you can go for the sea views.
But lower floor.
Yeah, but maybe not so high, just the mid floor, maybe your level 11 to level 20 is good enough.
Yep.
Because the higher you go, if it's so much more expensive, then it might not be the most profitable choice as well. And then because there are so many stacks that are going to have the sea view, right, it might also be interesting to analyze whether certain stacks have more premium. You know what I mean? Because like, a few things can happen, right? Maybe these stacks here, because they don't just have the sea view, they also have the pool view plus the sea view and no west sun at all. So it might be very good.
But for this stack specifically, right, we also want to take note because down the road, we understand that the plot of land on the right side is going to be another residential, and we don't know how is it going to build. So if today the premium is going to be loaded heavily on this side, which is also facing the pool, then maybe you can also reconsider it, because down the road we never know whether your full permanent unblocked view will become a pocket view instead.
So to that, right, if the pricing is good, it might still make sense to go for it. But you just have to be very alert in terms of when this one launch, you need to know what is their site plan. Will there be blocks blocking you or not? Then if you somewhat know that, okay, it might be blocked, then you offload before they build up. So these are just some things to take note. Then the question is whether is it priced right? So depending on how they price it, then we take action accordingly. Now because of the lack of information, we can't go so deep. It's very scenario based. Yeah, but if you need more help or have questions on this, feel free to reach out to us anytime. You can reach out to us here.
So do remember to scan.
This is our WhatsApp number. You can contact either of us. We work together. Down to the last part, we are at the unit type analysis.
Okay, come.
So
start
units
off.
here range from 1 bed plus study all the way to your luxurious penthouse. So before we dive into each of the unit type analysis, right, something to note here very special is that every master bedroom toilet comes with a marble feature wall that is all very nice and super luxe. And also every unit comes with high ceiling. Higher than normal ceiling is about 2.9 meters.
2.9,
So if you go into the show flat and everything, you will feel like even though the square feet is your usual square feet for each of the layout, right, it actually feels much more spacious than your usual show flats because of the higher ceiling. So it's amazing.
Okay.
And then now we go into the 1 bed plus study.
Okay, so come on in, enter to the entrance. Number 1 will be the study. So this study here, unfortunately, there's no window, so it might be a bit dark. But then again,
Just
this
install a light
unit itself, I think it will naturally be very bright. Why is it so? Because the facing itself actually faces towards the sea already. And it's very unique and it's rare for a 1 bedroom to be facing the sea.
Yes.
So this is definitely the plus point. And if, of course, today if you have budget constraint, I think this 1 plus study, in terms of the rental wise, you'll be very strong also. So not to worry on that.
Or if you want to own stay, it's also a very good option. If maybe it's just you and your partner, 2 people, this could be a very good like studio lifestyle. You will enjoy full sea view in your master bedroom as well as the balcony. And this wall also can be knocked down. If you are just living alone or like 2 people, then you can make it into like 1 big studio style. Yeah.
Very nice.
Only 1 stack of the 1 bed plus study.
Moving on, we will go towards the 2 bed 1 bath. So 2 bed 1 bath, there's actually 3 stacks. 2 of it faces towards the sea, which is the orange one and the green one. The blue one faces towards behind the landed facing. All the layout wise, everything comes in galley kitchen, dumbbell layout. In fact, all the 3 layouts is almost the same.
Very similar. It's just a different
facing only. Okay, moving on to the 2 bed 2 bath, there's a total of 4 stacks. So the first 2 stacks will be number 1 is actually the show flat unit type. And number 2 will be the blue color one, which is facing towards the landed. Now, for this show flat unit type, what is so special is actually the entrance. Of course, for us, we have already been to the show flat and we have seen the show flat, feel the space already, and it's very comfortable. It's very nice also because the entrance itself from here to here is very wide. It's wider than normal. Today, if you were to go to a show flat, actually you can feel the space. And another thing that the developer have done up was also to build this like a partition wall that actually enhance the whole feeling as well, because it feels that there's a proper separation from the kitchen to the living and the dining also.
Yeah.
So it's very nice. In terms of the blue color side, which is
Stack 16.
Stack 16, the only difference is that the entrance is not as wide, it's just narrower, that's
It's
all.
still wider than the typical
than
galley
normal.
kitchens that you get.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's just narrower compared to this show flat unit type.
In terms of layout, both are very similar. Otherwise, it's the typical dumbbell where you have bedrooms on both sides of the house and then 2 bathrooms. So one of the bathroom is a Jack and Jill, then over here is also a Jack and Jill. Both are at 689 square feet. The next 2 bed, 2 bath units are 6,
Slightly
7.
smaller.
Yeah, both are 6, 7, 8 square feet. But both have
Enjoy
sea
sea
views.
view, yes.
Yes.
And the difference is, of course, kitchen, which is enclosable. So this will be enclosable, and for here, this is enclosable also. But of course, even though it's enclosable, but there's also no window per se. So you cannot do your open fire cooking. Okay, so same thing for both layout here is also going to be a dumbbell layout.
So in terms of the 2 bed, 2 baths,
What's our favorite? All depends on pricing.
Yeah.
But if today you're given a choice, is either for us our top pick is either stack
Yeah.
8 or stack 7. Why? Because both also enjoys the sea view.
I actually
And
feel like the stack 8 might feel even more spacious than the stack 7 one. Because of the way they have done the kitchen this way. Especially if you are someone who doesn't heavy cook a lot.
Yeah.
My personal favorite is to stack 8. Yeah.
stack 8 also will be mine actually. Awesome. So now moving on to the 3 bed 2 bath unit.
So for 3 bed 2 baths, there's a total of 6 stacks. The first 3 are the so-called compact ones where you don't have the household shelter and all that. Then the next 3 will be the premium ones where you have the household shelter. Okay, so we go through the compact ones first. Type A, AA3 square feet, there's 1 stack. Stack 2 is facing the other side, not the sea facing. So this is a very traditional layout. You come in, you have your dining, living, and then all your rooms are tucked away here. You do have a tucked away kitchen. So this is a very traditional layout. The type B, the middle one, this is a 893 square feet. It's slightly bigger. Most of the space actually is here at the foyer where you have slightly more privacy. And this is stack 18 over here where you actually have potentially the landed views here, and the other direction is actually towards the future developments. Yeah, so this is quite an interesting stack. Why? Because it's actually a corner unit, and you notice that your kitchen and toilets all have windows. Yeah, so this is going to be a very functional and livable layout because of the windows. You can see that out of the 3 compact 3 bedders, right? Only this one has the windows in your kitchen and the toilet. And also your kitchen is also enclosable. And over here, they have actually done it as glass panels here. So when you come in, because of a glass panel, you still get a good view of the entire living and dining area, which will make you feel like, oh, the space is a bit more spacious. So in terms of own stay, if you don't mind not having the sea view, I actually feel like this layout is very livable and very nice. Then the last 3 bed 2 bath compact is the type C, where it's also AA3 square feet. This one faces the pool and also the sea
view.
So this one is the most efficient layout. Why? Because this is a dumbbell layout. So you have 1 bedroom at this side and then 2 bedrooms on the other side. So the corridor space is much reduced. You don't have a long foyer also. It's just that the kitchen is more of an open concept. But of course, you can simply install maybe some walls and a sliding door here if you want to enclose it up. But because there's no windows also, right? So even if you enclose, then you are just trapping everything inside. So if you don't heavy cook that much, it's nice to just leave it open. So these are the compact layouts, and then we go into the 3 bed premium layouts, also 3 stack. So all of them are 1033 square feet, and all of them come with household shelter, WC, yard area. All of them come with it. And all the WC got window one. So it's very good. Okay, then out of the 3, right, in terms of layout, actually not that much difference. All are traditional layout where the beds are tucked to one side, and then you have a slightly elongated foyer area for all of them.
This foyer also good because it gives us some privacy also.
When people open the door, they actually see like the piece of wall in front.
Yeah.
It's not like directly into your living space.
Yep.
Okay, so in terms of facing, type A, the orange one is facing the other way backwards. You will get a pool view and also rest of the developments.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, then the blue one, type B, is over here facing the sea view with no west sun. Okay, then the green one, type C, is over here facing the other side of the sea.
Yep.
So which one is our favorite layout? I think actually also depends on pricing and budget, because if the premium is a lot on the big units, and if,
Then go for small one, I'll
it's
go
okay.
for this one.
Yeah, go for the small one. Then also depends on how much premium is on the view versus non-view, because if premium is so big, right, this layout, which is the 3 compact B, is actually very livable, and it might, how to say, like a hidden gem in terms of the layout livability. But if the premium is not so much in the unit mix, where the bigger unit type PSF is comparable, then it might make sense to go for those that come with your household shelter and yard, because if it's for own stay or in future you want to sell to family profiles to expand your target audience who you can sell to, right, all these attributes actually come in very, very handy. Yeah, and it's just a question of how much premium loading is on the view, whether high floor, low floor, then where is the sweet spot.
Yep.
Okay, now we come to the 4 bedrooms. There are 2 types. There is 2 stack that is without the private lift. Then after that, you have 1 premium one that is with the private lift. So for the normal 4 bedrooms, both are sea view facing.
So come in actually very traditional. Come in, there's actually your kitchen, yard area, still a household shelter. But one thing to know, whichever unit that you're going to buy here is going to be definitely very bright, because number 1, sea view facing. Number 2 is all full height window. So it's going to be very luxurious, very nice. Layout is just very traditional.
Yeah, it's actually similar to all the 3-bed premium layouts, where it's traditional layout with your household shelter and everything. You just have 1 more extra room. Yeah. Okay, so now we come to the 4 bedroom with private lift. So the lift, you will come up here, and then you have a private lift lobby here. Yeah, then you have a bigger and wider living room. This is like a landscape orientation. Then you have your dry kitchen separated from your wet kitchen. Then you also have yard and WC, and also a household shelter.
Yes.
Okay, so over here you have 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms, and bathroom you have 1 ensuite, 2 ensuite, and 1 Jack and Jill toilet for these 2 bedrooms here. Okay, so you notice that this wall over here can be hacked. So if you hack off this wall, your living area can be this entire area if you don't need 4 bedrooms. Yeah, the size is 1378 square feet. This is just 1 stack. So in terms of facing, your balcony and these 3 bedrooms here are facing the sea view, and then this bedroom over here, this window is actually facing the other future developments in the other side. In terms of size, this is 1378 square feet. I think because of harmonization, the size is actually quite efficient, because the 4 bedders in this region, whether it's seaside residences or Costa del Sol, is easily much bigger than that, 1,500, 1,700 square feet kind of range. So if you're looking at a 4 bedder, it might still be a very comfortable entry. So if I take a price of, let's say, 1378 times 2850, it will be about 3.9 million.
Seaside residence, the smallest one that has private lift, right, is 1679 square feet. So the PSF currently now is transacting at 2005.
4.2 million. Even if the price is going up to,
let's say 3,000.
Yeah, let's say 3,000, 4.1 million. 3,000, it will be a 4.1 million.
And
For
not
a completely
forgetting
new project.
And also this is harmonized project also.
That's why. So this might be quite a good entry if you are looking at a 4 bedder in this region. Okay. Then next is the 5 bedroom.
The last 2 will be 5 bedroom.
5 bedroom with private lift is 1582 square feet, and then is this stack over here, so you have sea view all around. Okay, so this is the show flat unit type. Coming out of the private lift, you have your living and dining area, and then kind of a dumbbell layout, your junior, master, and the toilet is here. Okay, then you have a separated dry and wet kitchen, of course your household shelter, your yard, and a WC behind. Then the rest of it is you have your bedroom, another bedroom, 1, 2, 3, 4. So your master bedroom have a full L-shaped window. So it will feel like a panoramic view.
Actually, notice, right, the surrounding, there's totally no 5 bedroom.
In terms of the newer developments here, your Costa del Sol and seaside residences, there are no 5 bedrooms. This is a very good fit into the supply of unit mixes here.
The surrounding, even seaside, all also don't have.
Only the Bayshore Park and the Bayshore, which is much older, have 5 bedrooms.
And of course, the efficiency in the layout for all those type of
older condos are not as great, because this is fully harmonized, right? Again, if you go to the show flat, they actually hack down this wall, so the living area is like very big and extended. Okay, so these are the things that you can do with this. These are all the conventional layouts. Then the next 2 is your penthouse 1 and penthouse 2. So we won't go into the details, but if you want, you can just have a look at the layout. And if you are very, very keen in purchasing the penthouse, you can also scan our QR code here and contact us.
Yep.
Okay lah.
Okay.
Yeah. So here are the key dates to take note of. Preview starts this Saturday, runs until 21st April. And then Ballot Day is 23rd April. VIP booking day is 24th April. And public booking is 25th April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that,
We come to the end of our analysis of Vela Bay.
and we'll see you in the next one.
Which is
Tengah
Tengah.
residence.
This week also. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. See you in the next one.
Okay, see you
Bye.
next one. Bye.